butter is now melted, and I'm just gently simmering water out. You guys see the activity along the edge here where it's really bubbling? That's that water and oil trying to get away from each other, right? Oil and water don't mix, especially when they're hot. So when it's really boiling, you know that there's a little bit of moisture in there. So again, we're just cooking moisture out of that butter at this time. I was going to make enough roux for a couple of sauces here. What I want to do is cook it until I get that white roux, that roux blanc. I'm going to take some of that out and set it over here. And then I'm going to cook it further to blonde stage, show you what that looks like. I'll set a little right there. And I don't think I'll go to brown stage on this. It's starting to quiet down a little bit. I've got a little bit of color in the corner there. I don't want this so hot that it's going to brown my butter. And you can see it's really active now, trying to cook that water out. That's going to calm down a little bit, starting to look more clear. And it's not making as much noise. I'm getting really close here. So I'm getting my flour on deck. I'll get these out of here. And I think I've cooked most of that that water out of the butter. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just start adding flour. Now I said earlier, equal parts by weight of flour and fat. And that's usually what we teach at a culinary arts school. But I find that it's still really loose if I do that, okay? So it's a good starting point for somebody just starting out. What I do is I just eyeball this, and what I usually use to describe this is I'm looking for the consistency of wet sand. I could almost build a sand castle out of this. So it's not completely flowing. So let me see if I'm there. I think I gotta add a little more flour here. This is about what it looks like when it's equal parts. It's real loose. I'm gonna add a little bit more flour. I like it to have a little bit of flow. I like to spread in the pan, but not too quickly. So there's one more spoonful. We'll see what that looks like. Where's Ken? He was stirring my pot last week. I don't see him. And you see now, it's that consistency I was talking about. I could almost build a sandcastle out of it, but we get a little flame under there. But it'll still spread out when it's warming. See how it's kind of melting and spreading out now? When I shake it, it kind of spreads all the way. I want that surface area in contact with the pan. I can get those out of the way. I think I got enough flour. I can put that away. And right now, we're just watching this. I don't want to burn this. This is going to be for, initially, I'm making a white roux here. And I want to point out the color of this on the surface. Notice how it's kind of a golden color? And when I flip it, let me just kind of turn some over, it's actually lighter underneath when it cooks a little bit, right? So it goes from that golden color, it'll go to a lighter color, and then that's my blanc. I take it out, and then I let it go longer, and it goes back to the golden color again. And that's my blonde for a veloute. So the blanc is for a bechamel. By the way, this stuff cooks super hot. It's like working with sugar. Like if you made sugar candy or whatever. If this gets on you, it's gonna burn. It's not fun. When I flipped it, did you see how it was light? I give it another shake. See how it still spreads? It's thick to where it almost holds its shape, but it spreads like lava. That's what I'm looking for. Get lighter around that edge. See how it's light underneath, right? I'm almost to that white roux stage. White roux doesn't take very long to cook. It thickens very effectively, but it also takes a long time to simmer that starchy flavor out of it. It almost thickens too effectively. So there's about my white roux right there. It's lighter in color. Kind of stir it one more time. Yeah, let me go one more time here, and it'll be white. It's lighter than it was, right? You guys are seeing that, right? Okay, there's my white roux. That's basically it, okay? So I'm gonna take about half of that out, and I'm gonna take this to blonde roux, blond. So again, spread it out. I want that roux to be spread out so as much roux as possible is touching that pan. You're gonna hear me talk a lot about surface area, okay? I want maximum surface area in contact with the pan. And now it's starting to come back to that gold color again. You guys seeing that? It's almost yellowish. It's already lighter than this, or yellower. Pretty exciting. And notice I'm kind of babysitting this. I'm not walking away. You walk away and this thing's browning on you. My flame's probably at about 5 out of 10. Kind of a moderate heat. I'm not cranking it. Starting to get a little color there. I think while this is going, I'm going to turn that down for a sec. Let me go grab something out of my fridge that I just thought of. I'm going to start warming up a little bit of milk